but Ava's words brought a new level of understanding to their relationship. Ava went on to explain that while the public saw Jar Jar's temper and expensive lifestyle, what they didn't see was her softer side. Jar Jar could be difficult, yes, she was fiery, outspoken, and sometimes reckless, but she also had moments of tenderness, of generosity that no one ever talked about. She was my sister, and no matter how different we were, there was always love there. Her statement gave a glimpse into a more complex picture of Jar Jar, one that went beyond the gossip columns and tabloid headlines. For Eva, speaking out was not about criticizing or praising Jar Jar, but about finally telling her side of the story after years of staying silent. "I think I stayed quiet for so long because I didn't want to add to the circus," Eva confessed. "Our family name was already in the papers every day. I wanted to protect something sacred, something private. But time passes, and I realize people deserve to know that behind the glamour, we were just sisters trying to find our place in the world." These words showed the weight Eva carried, being part of a family that was constantly watched and often misunderstood. She also thought about the challenges of growing up in the shadow of a famously outspoken sister. "It wasn't always easy," Eva admitted. "Sometimes people assumed I was like Jar Jar, that I wanted to live that same kind of wild, luxurious life. But I wanted to be known for my work, not just for my name. It took me years to prove myself, to show Hollywood that I wasn't just a gabber, I was Eva." This difference mattered deeply to her, and her career choices from starring in Green Acres to voicing Duchess in Disney's The Aristocats proved she had built an identity of her own. Still, despite the differences and occasional times when they didn't talk, Eva made it clear that her bond with Jar Jar never completely disappeared. "Sisters fight, sisters argue, sisters sometimes don't speak for a while," she said with a bittersweet smile. "But at the end of the day, family is family, and no matter what, Jar Jar was my sister, and I will always love her for that." With those heartfelt words, Eva provided closure, not just for herself, but also for the countless fans who had long wondered about the truth behind the Gabor sisters' complicated yet lasting relationship. Eva Gabor's life, which had been filled with glamour, charm, and a vibrant public presence, came to a sudden and heartbreaking end on Independence Day, July 4, 1995. At the time of her death, she was 76 years old and living in Los Angeles, the city where she had long been a beloved figure in both Hollywood society and the entertainment industry. She died from breathing problems and pneumonia, but her health got worse because of an accident she had just weeks earlier, while on vacation in Mexico, a country she often visited to relax. Eva slipped and fell in a bathtub. What might have seemed like a small accident at first turned serious as problems from the fall made her health worse, ultimately leaving her weak and vulnerable to pneumonia, which is often especially dangerous for older adults. Despite doctors' efforts to save her, the illness was too strong for her system, and Eva quietly passed away, leaving behind a legacy as one of the most glamorous and well-loved members of the famous Gabor family. Her funeral took place a week later on July 11, 1995, at Good Shepherd Catholic Church in Beverly Hills, a place known for hosting services for many Hollywood icons. Friends, family, and fans gathered to pay tribute to her sparkling personality and career, remembering not just her work on screen, especially her beloved role on Green Acres, but also her reputation as the most approachable and down-to-earth of the Gabor sisters. The ceremony was a touching farewell, mixing Hollywood glamour with real emotion, as those who knew her best celebrated the joy she had brought into their lives in an unexpected twist of fate. Eva, the youngest of the three Gabor sisters, was the first to pass away. Her death shocked many people, as it seemed almost impossible that she, with her light-hearted wit and seemingly ageless charm, would die before her older siblings. 2 years later, in 1997, tragedy hit the family again when the Gabor matriarch, Jolie Gabor, who had been the driving force behind her daughter's ambitions and polished social image, also passed away. That same year, the eldest Gabor sister, Magda, followed, leaving only Jar Jar as the last surviving sister. Jar Jar, who had long been the most flamboyant and headline-grabbing of the trio, lived another 2 decades after Ava's death. However, her final years were marked by declining health, and she eventually died on December 18, 2016 at the age of 99 from cardiac arrest. With her death, the Gabor dynasty came to a close, but their names remained forever etched in Hollywood history. Ava's early death in particular showed the unpredictable nature of life, and many fans have noted that her warmth, elegance, and effortless sense of humor made her the most beloved of the sisters. Though she left the world earlier than expected, her spirit continues to shine brightly in the fond memories of those who admired her both on and off screen. Eva Gabor finally speaks up about Jar Jar Gabor. Eva Gabor was born on February 11, 1919 in Budapest, Hungary. She was the youngest of three famous Gabor sisters, Magda, Jar Jar, and Eva. All three sisters became famous in America. But Eva was different. She wasn't just known for being pretty or popular. She was also a really good actress, TV star, and someone people truly loved. Growing up in Hungary was tough because there were wars and scary times happening, but Eva learned to be strong and rolled with the punches. These skills helped her a lot. When she moved to Hollywood, where being an actor is super hard, her road to fame started when she came to the United States. She brought that fancy European style that made her stand out from other American actresses. Unlike lots of people who had a hard time fitting in, Eva found her place in Hollywood pretty quickly. She started acting in the 1940s, getting small parts that slowly showed off how funny she could be and how good she was at playing rich, classy women. Over time, she became a really versatile actress, doing both movies and TV shows. But her most famous role happened in the mid-1960s, when she got cast as Lisa Douglas in the hit TV show Green Acres. She played the glamorous but sweet wife of a guy who gave up city life to live on a farm. Eva gave one of the best performances of her whole career. Her accent, the way she acted, and her light, funny way of talking made Lisa Douglas a character that millions of people absolutely loved. This role made Eva a household name in American TV history. Besides Green Acres, Eva's career included voice acting jobs that introduced her to a whole new group of fans. Most importantly, she used her special voice for Duchess, the fancy mother, cat, in Disney's 1970 cartoon movie The Aristocats. She also voiced Miss Bianca in Disney's The Rescuers in 1977, and The Rescuers Down Under in 1990. These voice roles proved she wasn't just a regular actress, she was also a beloved voice that would live on in kids' memories forever. Through these performances, Eva's grace and class worked perfectly in cartoons, showing that her talent would never go out of style. Eva Gabor, the glamorous Hungarian-American actress and socialite, was just as well known for her love life as she was for her acting career. She got married 5 times during her life. Though none of her marriages gave her any biological children, each of these marriages showed different sides of who she was, how much she wanted companionship, and how hard it was to balance her love life with her busy Hollywood career. Her first marriage was to Erik Valdemar Drimmer, a Swedish guy who later became a bone doctor and psychologist. They got married in London on June 3, 1937, when Eva was still really young and new to the Western world. But the marriage had problems right from the start. They moved to Los Angeles, but their relationship went downhill fast. Eva filed for divorce in 1942, saying he was cruel to her. One thing she said during the court case really showed what was wrong between them. "I wanted to have babies and live a simple family life, but my husband didn't want me to have children." This confession showed how much she wanted to be a mum and have a normal home life, but also revealed how different she and her husband were about what they wanted. Their divorce was finalized on March 6, 1942, ending Eva's first marriage with disappointment and a broken heart. Her second try at marriage came just a year later when she married Charles Isaacs, an American investment broker, on September 27, 1943. Isaacs had money and good connections, and their marriage seemed like it would give her a comfortable and stable life. But behind all the fancy parties and Hollywood events, the marriage didn't give Eva the deep emotional happiness she really wanted. After almost 6 years together, the couple got divorced on April 2, 1949. While this divorce wasn't as dramatic as her first one, it was another chapter in Eva's restless search for someone who could really understand and care for her. Several years later, Eva got married for the 3rd time, this time to Dr. John Elbert Williams, a well-respected plastic surgeon. They got married on April 8, 1956, but the marriage lasted less than a year. Maybe the pressure of Eva's fame, combined with the busy life of a successful Beverly Hills surgeon, created a gap between them that couldn't be fixed. The couple divorced on March 20, 1957. making this her shortest marriage so far. Even though their relationship was brief, it showed the pattern of Eva's love life again. She was attracted to successful men, but their demanding careers and her own often left no room for the closeness and stability she wanted. Her fourth and longest marriage was to Richard Brown, a textile manufacturer who later became a writer and director. The couple got married at the Flamingo Hotel in Las Vegas, Nevada, on October 4, 1959, in a ceremony that showed off Eva's glamorous Hollywood lifestyle. Unlike her earlier marriages, this one lasted for almost 14 years, making it her longest attempt at married happiness. Their marriage survived the wild 1960s, a decade of big changes in society and culture, and saw Eva at the peak of her fame as the star of Green Acres. But eventually, the pressure of time, changing priorities, and maybe just not being right for each other, led to their divorce in June 1973 in Santa Monica, California. Even though it ended, this marriage stood out as Eva's most serious and long-lasting one, showing that she could commit to someone when she found a partner who could share her lifestyle for more than just a short time. Later that same year, Eva got married for the fifth and final time. On September 21, 1973, she married Frank Gard Jameson Sr., an aerospace executive and former vice president of Rockwell International. Their wedding happened at the charming Vivian Webb Chapel of the Webb Schools in Claremont, California. Unlike her previous marriages, this one made her an instant mom to Jameson's 4 children from his previous marriage, making Eva a stepmother for the first time. By all accounts, she embraced this new role with warmth, even though she never had kids of her own. Still, the marriage wasn't meant to last forever. After 10 years together, the couple divorced in 1983. While it ended officially, Eva stayed close to Jameson's children, showing her ability to love a family, even though she didn't have biological children herself. Besides her marriages, Eva's love life was just as colorful. She had a long-term on-and-off romance with actor Glenn Ford, one of Hollywood's most respected leading men. Their relationship reportedly started in 1957, during the filming of Don't Go Near the Water. Over the years, they got back together at different times between their other marriages, and at one point in the early 1970s, they even almost married each other. Their connection was a mix of deep love and Hollywood passion, but it never turned into a permanent commitment. Still, Glenn Ford remained one of the most important people in her romantic life outside of marriage. In her later years, after her fifth marriage ended, Eva became closely connected with Merv Griffin, the famous TV producer and entertainment mogul. They stayed companions until her death in 1995. Although many people thought theirs was a romantic relationship, news sources later reported that their bond was more like a close friendship. It's widely believed that their partnership served as protective cover for Griffin's suspected homosexuality. Whether it was romantic or just a deep friendship, Eva and Merv shared a strong connection that brought her comfort, stability, and companionship in her final years. For years, people wondered about the real relationship between the famous Gabor sisters, Eva, Jaja, and Magda. The glamorous trio often appeared together in photos, red carpet events, and interviews, but behind the glittery public image, rumors swirled of competition, jealousy, and long-held tensions. Out of the three, Jaja was probably the most over-the-top, making headlines for her many marriages, her sharp wit, and her famous fights with the press. Eva, on the other hand, was often seen as the gentler, quieter sister, building her own successful career as an actress and voice artist, while also appearing on talk shows where her humor and charm shone through. Even though Ja's bold personality seemed to take over the public's view of the Gabor family, Eva had always kept quiet about her private thoughts about her sister. That silence, however, has finally been broken. In an honest reflection, Eva Gabor revealed personal feelings about her relationship with Jaja, offering an honesty that fans and the public rarely heard from her. People always thought Jaja and I were competing, Eva admitted. But in truth, we were very different women who wanted very different things. Jaja loved the spotlight, the glamour, the endless attention. I loved working steadily, building my career, and creating something that would last. This difference between the sisters had been obvious for decades,